As we sit here at Bear Creek Park, looking at the Harris County War Memorial, I hope that we can reflect on this ultimate sacrifice and recommit to the responsibility we all have to honor that sacrifice. I am the proud granddaughter of veterans. May my grandpas rest in peace, World War II and Korean War veterans. So many of you have lost someone you've loved as they were out defending our democracy and our freedom. And so many of you served defending our democracy and our freedom. My deepest desire today on Memorial Day and every day, as Americans, we can unite. We can unite to build that more perfect union. That when we hear the national anthem, it brought tears to my eyes. Thank you, that was beautiful. I believe in the beauty and power of this country to be a beacon of light and a beacon of freedom and a beacon of democracy around the world. And as we stand here together, and as we unite here on Memorial Day, I hope we can honor the brave men and women who gave their lives. I hope we can honor this legacy by uniting as a community. I hope we can honor this legacy in championing freedom and liberty in our own lives. I hope we can honor this legacy by finding what unites us rather than what divides us. I hope we can honor this legacy because I see so many children here. We owe it to our children to keep delivering a better United States of America for each and every generation. And as we honor the ultimate sacrifice, let us reflect and let us recommit to building that more perfect union. Thank you for your service. My team and I are honored to be serving you at Harris County Precinct 4. And please know that we are here to continue making our community, our county, and our country a better place. So may God bless you and your families. May God bless Houston, Harris County. May God bless Texas. And may God bless the United States of America.
Thank you very much. I really love that part about honoring their sacrifice. And the best way we can honor the sacrifice of those who have paid the ultimate sacrifice is to live a life worthy of that sacrifice. And so now I'd like to introduce Elisa Cardinal, a woman whose life has been defined by service. From the decks of a Navy destroyer to the halls of academia, and now as the CEO of Service Women's Action Network. Born on an Army base in West Germany, Elisa's journey is a powerful testament to dedication and service. She spent 11 years in the Navy, serving 5 on active duty and 6 in the reserves. Breaking barriers, she ran for federal office as a single mom, making history with a child care provider on her campaign staff. Since joining the Service Women's Action Network in 2021 and becoming CEO in 2023, she has been a fierce advocate for military and veteran women. Please give Elisa a warm welcome.
Thank you, Daniel. Thank you, Commissioner Greenways, for inviting me today. Every year on Memorial Day, we gather to honor those who have made the ultimate sacrifice to our nation. It is a day to remember the profound cost of freedom, etched in the lives of brave men and women who answered the call to serve and never return home. Today, I want to shine a light on a group whose sacrifices, though equally profound, have sometimes been overlooked and erased. The courageous women who have died serving in the United States military from the earliest days of our republic to the present. From the Revolutionary War, women played vital, though often unofficial roles. They were spies, couriers, and nurses, enduring the brutal conditions of war alongside their male counterparts. Women like Margaret Corbin, who took over her fallen husband's cannon at the Battle of Fort Washington, fighting until she herself was severely wounded, exemplified the early spirit of sacrifice. Though not formally enlisted, their contributions and the dangers they faced were undeniable, and some paid the ultimate price through disease or direct engagement. The Civil War saw women serving as nurses, laundresses, and even disguised as men to fight on the front lines. Records indicate that some of these brave souls were only discovered after they were wounded or killed in battle. Their quiet heroism and sacrifice underscore a long-standing commitment to defending our nation's ideals. As we moved into the 20th century, women's roles in the military became more formalized. During World War I, hundreds of American nurses died overseas and stateside, succumbing to disease and the harsh realities of wartime service. In World War II, over 400 military women lost their lives. They were nurses, like Army nurse Alida E. Lutz, the first U.S. military woman to die in a combat zone in World War II when her hospital plane went down, and the women Air Force service pilots who ferried aircraft and towed targets, facing the same dangers as their male counterparts, with 38 WASPs dying in service. In Korea and Vietnam, women primarily served as nurses, often in harrowing conditions close to the front lines, tending to the wounded under fire. While direct combat roles were still largely restricted, their proximity to danger meant their lives were constantly at risk, and many succumbed to injuries, illness, or accidents. The conflicts of the post-9/11 era, particularly in Iraq and Afghanistan, marked a significant shift. With evolving roles and the nature of modern warfare, women found themselves in direct combat situations more frequently than ever before. Over 150 women have died in service in these conflicts, including Specialist Lori Payestawa, the first Native American woman to die in combat while serving in the U.S. military, and the first woman in the U.S. military killed in the Iraq War. Others, like Captain Kimberly Kirkhampton, the first female military pilot to be shot down and killed by an enemy in U.S. history, and Captain Jennifer Moreno, an Army nurse, killed in action while attached to a Ranger unit. These women exemplify the profound sacrifices made by women in recent years. Today, as we reflect on the meaning of Memorial Day, let us ensure that the stories of these remarkable women are woven into the fabric of our remembrance. Their courage, patriotism, and unwavering dedication to duty, often in the face of societal barriers and immense personal risk, are an integral part of our nation's military heritage. They serve with honor, they sacrifice with valor, and they deserve our eternal gratitude and recognition. Let us carry their memory forward, ensuring that their names and their sacrifices are never forgotten. May we always remember the brave women and men who gave their last full measure of devotion for the freedoms we cherish. Thank you.
At this time, I'd like to invite Jason Williams to the podium. Jason has the honor to serve as the Deputy Director of Harris County Veteran Services Department. He is a Navy and Army combat veteran, so one branch of service wasn't enough for him, that he had to go to number 2. He's been awarded the Bronze Star, Combat Action Medal, Army Commendation Medal, and various other awards. He has served our Harris County military veterans since leaving service in 2010. Welcome, Jason, to the program.
We got a few Marines, so I'll talk a little slow today. Just a quick thank you to the Commissioner and the Commissioner's Court. For those that don't know, we became a standalone department just a few short years ago, and I'll explain real quick why that's a big deal. This office has been around since the 1940s. However, we were stuck under other various departments throughout the years. When the Commissioner's Court made us a standalone department, now we report directly to the Commissioner's Court. And that made some significant changes for us. When I started here 5.5 years ago, there was 2 people in this office. We're now up to 28 people. So thank you, Commissioner. Thank you, Commissioner Sport, for doing that for our veterans of Harris County. Now we have a direct line for them where we can discuss veteran issues, veteran topics, veteran concerns for all our veteran constituents. There's about 200,000 veterans in Harris County. That's a lot. So it's very important to have that direct service. We do things in our department that, you know, your typical claims and benefits, connection with the VA, things like this, but I also want to talk about our justice involved. I have a team that goes into the Harris County jails 2 to 3 days a week, and we work with, believe it or not, there's a ton of incarcerated veterans out there. And what we want to do is help these guys out and gals, and help them cut down on recidivism through programming, peer mentoring, and things like this. So this is a very significant thing we got into. Again, I'll work directly with the commissioners that help this evolve. And so we're very proud of that. We are the only veterans department in the country right now that does this. So we're getting a lot of national attention here. But again, working with our commissioners allows us to deliver these kinds of things because we have their support looking out for us and our veterans. One other thing I want to say about Memorial Day, I'm glad the people in front of me touched on it. I started getting texts first thing this morning. I think somebody sent me a picture of a barbecue pit. Okay, I get it. Memorial Day is kind of a signal to, hey, summer's starting, dust off your barbecue pits, let's go. Thank the veteran, this and that. Today is not about that. That's more like Veterans Day, where you really think of veterans. And I'll never say don't think of veterans. I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying is, for a lot of us that served in combat, today is not really a happy day necessarily. I was standing over here earlier looking at this memorial. If you have a day that goes by, don't think about these wars. All right? And I have friends that died right next to me. Today is about them. And I thank God for their service. Even though they died next to me, they protected me. And David, you hit it on the head. Today is about honoring them. And I also want to say, let's don't forget those who go to war, survive, and come back only to become isolated and abuse substances and take their own life. Let's not forget about them either.
Thank you very much, Jason, for the essential work that your organization does. And I've always said this, you want to get something done, give it to a war fighter. They'll figure out a way to make it happen. So thank you for what you and your organization do for the veteran community. Now we're going to transition to our wreath ceremony presented by the Harris County Precinct 5 Constable's Color Guard, followed by our 21 gun salute and a performance of taps. That's presented by the Houston Police Department Honor Guard. I'll ask you to remain seated during the wreath ceremony part, and then when we start the 21 gun salute and taps, I'll ask you to stand. So at this moment, I'll hand it over to Honor Guard for the constables of Precinct 5. time, I'd like to ask Rabbi Sarah Ford to the podium once again for a benediction.
To go off script for a second. I didn't grow up here in Houston. I grew up in a little town outside of Fort Meade, Maryland. So y'all know, there's not much out there. My dad didn't serve, but a lot of my friends' parents did. And it's something that you think about. And if you've been in the military or your family member's been in the military, it's something you think about. I think for the vast majority of people, they don't think about it. They don't think about what it takes, sometimes what it really takes, to be free and to have liberty. It's not free. It's just handed to you, but it's not. And if you're here, you know what it takes. But even so, I think it's important that we take a moment to hold in our hearts those people who should be here, and they're not. Those people who we lost long ago, those people whose names we don't even know, people whose names are on this memorial, those who are inscribed elsewhere. I want us to take a moment in prayer, if you do, in silence and respect and honor of all those who we're remembering today, because it's not a day of barbecues, not just. It's a day of remembering and honor and sacrifice. So I can take a moment of silence for all those who we're remembering today. Almighty and merciful God, I remember before you in this moment all those departed, your call with reverence for good deeds and good needs we accomplished. We honor those who fought a good fight with a just cause, partners in commerce and war and peace who served this country with dignity and with honor. May they rest in peace. We consecrate our hearts and our lives to you, God, to this country, and to all the values those we love, fought for, and died for, to the ideals and principles and hopes of those who we honor today, who have served faithfully and are now at rest. And let us say, Amen.
Now I ask you to please stand as the Harris County Precinct 5 Constable's Color Guard retrieves the colors. you, everyone. And once again, on behalf of Commissioner Briones and everyone here at Harris County Precinct 4, we want to thank you for joining us today for today's Memorial Day ceremony. Something that we were always told is, poor is a nation that has no heroes, but shameful is a nation that having them forgets them. And let us never forget those heroes. And so we do invite you, right, to take some time to visit the War Memorial. And if you don't have anyone, well, then feel free to adopt someone on that. You can take down their name, send a prayer for them, and tell their story to your kids. We'd like to thank our partners and speakers today, Harris County Precinct 5 Constable's Color Guard, the Houston Police Department Honor Guard, Rabbi Sarah Ford, Jamel Mariano, Yap Bo, Elisa Cardinal, and Jason Williams. That concludes our ceremony, but as I mentioned earlier, we do encourage you to stick around and visit the War Memorial. We also have bottles of water available for you, as well as some delicious cold snow cones available to purchase in the parking lot. Please stay hydrated and cool, and have a great rest of your holiday. Thank you very much.